Hello. Yeah, I changed my mic. I put the filters. Um, I have the Agent of Love and this one, the one that I used the other day. Therapist Who, Tarot deck. This artwork is not like, oh, it's the prettiest, but I resonate a lot with the keywords. I think that maybe it's because the tarot is been, like it was created and modified by a therapist herself, so I resonate. I don't know what is it, guys, today. I don't know why it's disconnecting again. I swear I restarted the router, everything is working. I don't know if it's the wind, the weather, the energy, what is going on? Like usually this doesn't happen like this. Hey Chartalino, welcome back. This, probably. Yeah, probably. I cannot work like this. Like every time I want to say something, I get interrupted. Okay, guys. Let's do this. Just like now, with the tools that we have available. Yes. Let's see how it goes. If this interruption happens like every 5 minutes, I believe, yeah, I'm going to have to reschedule or either record this like for the channel and just leave it in the channel, because I cannot imagine just saying something, very important. It's not about importance. It's more like, the moment is now. It's supposed to be happening now while I'm pulling the cards. So it's not like I can go back later and be like, oh, I'm going to reread what I saw. Like, no. The intuition is working now, right? But yeah, let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. It's a shame. It's a shame because these free groups I like. I like their vibes. And yeah, also it's an opportunity to read for BTS because I am a fan of BTS, but I don't read that much for them because they are in the military, and I don't want to pull cards for idols that are in the military because it's not like, oh, it's so complex to understand that they are not having the time of their lives in the military. So why do you want to know that? Like every 5 seconds, like how are they? How are they in there? Yeah, the only thing that you need to know is that they're serving their country. That's it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm doing this because this reading is not predictory, it's not predictions, it's a dynamic reading. So yeah, let's do this. Okay. With these unexpected interruptions, I cannot even have my usual chat with you guys. I cannot even talk. Like I have to do everything very fast. Otherwise the connection may be gone again. Yeah, it's okay. Thank you, Fluffy, for being here. Thank you, guys. Okay, let's start with BTS, with the leader, with Namjoon. How does he flirt? Let's see the cards that he got. This is very Namjoon. If you see this card, this is very Namjoon. This is his mind. Even when he flirts. Okay. Complicated mind, yes. Okay, yeah, let's see. I have to get the book. I somehow taped certain pages that were falling off. Okay. For Namjoon, we start with the magician. Very strong, very skillful, very mercurial. 9 of Cups. The keyword is comfort. And we have the Fool, fresh hope. And yes, from the oracle, he got the card of obsession and greed. It says in here, obsession and greed. Isn't this like the most Venus in Scorpio card ever? Obsession and greed. Let's see. It says, the light of love is dimmed by primordial or mental forces that have the upper hand. Its naturalness is suffocated or obscured by something that prevents its free expression as a simple need. Try to intervene on those conditions that have clouded your imagination and your ability to live fluidly. Yeah, the oracle is already calling him out about, like, relax. Relax, love, attraction, flirting, it's supposed to be, expressive, free, creative. Like, do not get fixated on, oh, I want to impress this person, or I want to get to know this person. So, how do I do this? How do I play this? How do I sound smarter? How do I look like a certain way? It just relax, just be yourself. I think that yeah, like the oracle says, there's something about probably the way he has been living his life, having to act certain way or having to prevent certain things, it sort of takes away his own expression and his own ability to just be himself. It seems like he takes it too seriously, and it comes out, a bit like awkward, like. But yeah, we have cards that are very, the magician definitely shows, the keyword is says focused. So again, focused, and this person like this with this big hat, with all these the thoughts, ideas, like what do I say, what do I do, how do I move, definitely for him flirting, it's not, it's something that I think that the more he likes someone, probably the more he gets sensitive, and he's like, okay, how do I play this? How do I do this? And seeing the magician, and all this kind of obsession and greed, I think that definitely he wants to look like he's in control. He has this need of, looking or presenting himself as, I'm so intelligent, I'm so wise, like I'm so, like that definitely he is. But when it comes to flirting, I think that it gets to a very nervous, awkward situation, where you are like, if you have someone that is not impressed by those things, the interaction can get a bit awkward because it's not so much about what you can say, it's more about how you make the other person feel. And there's something probably about him just wanting to say the right thing or just act in a certain way, that it just takes away a bit the spontaneity. But yeah, in the middle we have the Nine of Cups. So I think that probably, once he talks about, very intellectual things, or he initially presents himself a certain way, very proper, just very intelligent. Then with the Nine of Cups, there's this moment in the middle of the conversation, or maybe after a few hours had passed, where finally he's able to feel himself. With the Nine of Cups, there's this, this is why we have the keyword that is comfort. He finally is relaxing. He's like, connecting a bit much more with his emotionality. We're talking about how he feels, how he perceives things, how he perceives the other person. So, there's this feeling. Also, probably he also gets signs that the other person is interested, that they are listening to him, that they haven't walked away. So there's something about the more he talks to the person, the more relaxed he gets. And he's like, okay, slowly he's like showing his emotionality, that actually, there's something about him be like, I have to throw the word emotion in there. He definitely is a very emotional man, even though initially he presents himself as someone very wise or just very talkative or very intellectual, but the more you talk to him, the farther you get with him, you realize that actually he's a very emotional person, that probably he talks about his loved ones, he talks about his passions, he talks about the things that fulfill him emotionally and that makes him happy. And yeah, the conversation can get a bit emotional, can get very deep. There's something about maybe if he trusts you enough, he opens up, or he just talks about, very, very deep subjects that you're like, oh wow, like I didn't know you were like that. But yeah, he has that. And yeah, we have the Fool in here. So I think that he is, when it comes to flirting, I believe that he is a sort of mystery. Probably, you can, if you meet him one night, you can end this sort of encounter and feeling hopeful and be like, I think that he likes me, or I think that we had a good time. But with the Fool, there's something about him just finishing the interaction, or maybe saying goodbye in a very weird way, that you are like, are you going to ask for my number? Are we going to talk again? Like, I don't know. I felt very comfortable with you. I thought that we had something. And I don't know, with the Fool, I think that he could be someone that you're like, oh, I'm sure he's going to ask for my number. I'm sure we're going to continue this. And then he's like, yeah, no, I have to go. Something like this, Probably he can contact you later, let a few, time pass, and just contact you out of nowhere. But when it comes to the initial flirting, I think that he can sort of leave you hanging. With the Fool, it's like, yeah, like Cinderella, when the time is up, I have to go. It was great talking to you, bye. And he disappears, so he's a very complex person. And probably he doesn't want to give false hopes, to the person. So he's like, I have to go. Like, this was great. Nice knowing you, nice seeing you. But then you don't hear from him. So he is, I believe that also he doesn't want to be that predictable. Probably there's something about him. He has to evaluate, with this big thinking cap on. He definitely needs time to evaluate if he wants to keep talking to this person or not, if he wants to continue flirting with you. And when I say talking, I think that it's very fitting, because for him, flirting is not being seductive. For him, flirt is communication. For him, flirt is to have a deep and honest conversation with you. This is how he flirts. He doesn't flirt like, oh, just being sexy and just like, dancing with you and just being like, just seductive and just energetic, or you see his body. Like, I think that is all here. It's all about like the kind of communication that you have with him. And I think that for him, he takes his time to make up his mind afterwards, after seeing you or talking to you, if what is he going to do next about you. Like, does he really want to continue talking to you or not? So he leaves the door open, I would say. But yeah, he is a nice guy, definitely. Definitely, he's a very nice guy. Such moon on the rush, yes, definitely. Yeah, definitely on the rush. Yes. Hmm. Yes. I like his music, but according to astrology, we have zero compatibility. It's so bad, it always makes me laugh. He's a complex individual. He is the type of guy that he's so nice that you're like, he's such a such a good guy. But he's not for everyone. He is special. He has his standards as well. So yeah. Okay, let's continue with Yoongi. Ah, Yoongi. Ah, Yoongi. Am I seeing his Venus in Aries in here? Because I got the same card that twice that he had the other day, and I was talking about this energy, and I think that he also is this typical Venus in Aries or Aries placement. These Pisces idols with Aries placements are very sharp, very sharp. So he got the five of wands, he got the three of pentacles, and he got the five of pentacles. So yeah, also pentacles. So yes. And from the oracle, he got the card of falling in love. Falling in love. So also he's quick to fall in love. He probably is. This is Venus in Aries, just feeling like he falls in love at first sight. Okay, it says the hexagram embodies nature in its splendor. Therefore, the oracle is simple. What you are living through rises your heart and spirit and puts you in touch with the everlasting and imperishable splendor that is love. Let this flame burn completely without expecting anything else. So see, we're talking about flames already here. So it gives me Venus in Aries. It's like just like live, your life and your experiences, and maybe this also has to do with him sort of reconciling with this sort of wildlife that he has as a BTS member. Him probably being very busy, him being just having this very chaotic and also a lot of responsibilities. But at the same time, it's like him reconciling with this and being like, I do have a very exciting life. So I better just take the opportunities to be in that energy myself. Probably we know I do see a lot of pentacles here, so I can sort of see his moon in Virgo also appearing and sort of restricting his nature. But probably, Yoongi is a very passionate man, and maybe he does experience these strong crushes or a strong attraction with someone. But then there's a part of him that he feels so guilty. He's like, no, I have to go back to work. No, I have to do this. Oh, the workaholic in him comes out. And the card, this card of that Venus is in here, is like let it burn, like like really, like let your passions burn, like you are alive, just live, get out of that Piscean dreamy, lazy kind of, imagination, and just go and live your fantasies. Like if you feel like you are reciprocated and the person that you likes you back, go. Go and live like the men of your age. Like, respond to your urges, to your urges to live a passionate love life, And probably, yeah, he's very passionate and he's very straightforward when he likes someone. It's just that there's this responsibility in him that he's like, I'm thinking about the group. I'm thinking like, I don't want to mess up. I don't want to get into a scandal. There's a lot of voices inside his mind, but his energy mostly feels very passionate, just very passionate, very much like the person that experiences love at first sight, a very strong attraction towards someone. That this doesn't mean that this is going to last, but it's like the initial reaction. Yeah. Yes, it does look like Jungi. Yes, it does look like Jungi. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Fluffy. Yeah, the Virgo moon being a party pooper, yeah, definitely, definitely. But yeah, yeah. It's just that he's afraid of going wild. He's afraid of recognizing that he feels like this. This is why with the Five of Wands, I can sort of see him just, just like when I talk about Dahyun, about twice Dahyun, her energy also felt very combative. Like when he likes someone, he probably picks that person or is very conflictive. It's like all the time like having arguments with the person that he likes. It's like, or he starts a conversation sort of like attacking you, and this is not physically. This is like, it could be like, him being critical or him just being just very nitpicky, very like, oh, you didn't do this right, oh, this is not correct, oh, you're not all that, sort of starting an argument with you, like as if you guys were like an old couple, but he sort of also is like waiting for you to respond. This is what he does. He puts his potential, the person that he likes, he puts them to a test. It's like, are you going to answer back, or are you going to respect me and be like, oh no, he's famous or he's all this, so he says that I made a mistake, maybe I did a mistake, maybe I made a mistake, oh, I'm so sorry. And he doesn't like that. He doesn't like cowards. Like he likes people that when provoked, they answer back, and that somehow it doesn't matter if he is like one of the world's biggest stars. He's like, no, like, I want you to confront me, like, answer back, like, if I'm being mean, just being mean to me, like, like let's start a fight, like this is how I flirt. This is how I flirt, I get ironic, you get ironic, I get sarcastic, you get sarcastic, and we start bickering all the time, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And that's how he builds this attraction, And also is, if you see the five of wands, is also him protecting himself, It's like his way of like, I'm not going to fall in love, or I'm not ready to fall in love. Like, I better start arguing with someone just because I'm bored, He's very complex like that. His love language is very complex. Enemies to lovers, yes. Yeah. Yes. It's just that he is, and also you're going to notice that if he likes someone, he's going to talk and react to that person energy a lot. You know, a Venus in Aries is very bland. They can be shy and reserved on other aspects. But once the presence of the person that he likes is in the room, he changes. He changes, and everything he does is towards that person. Like he finally, like if you see, if you're like, oh no, he doesn't talk, he's just so shy. No, he starts talking. He starts talking to that person, he starts looking at them, he starts making remarks, he starts being annoying. You know, his energy is moving, towards that person. You're like, oh wow, you look like you don't like that person. It's the opposite. Yeah, he does like that person, that's why he's so fixated in sort of attacking them. It's like he has the target. It's like, because I like you, I attack you. And if you move a finger like this, I'm going to be watching what you're doing, and I'm going to react, and I'm going to say something, you know, because I cannot help the fire in me. You know, I have to attack you. I have to provoke you, because I also want to see if you can provoke me as well. You know, so it's like it has to be like a back and forth, back and forth. But yeah, also the Three of Pentacles, you know, it says perfection. So yeah, for Jungi to flirt, I think that like for me the Three of Pentacles is work. So I see him just like, you can find Jungi being flirtatious with someone while working, or working on the details of something. You know, probably this has to be someone that he works with. You know, that is like, oh, while we are busy, we are also like bickering, we are also like next to each other, you know, and we're also like collaborating on creating something. You know, he, in this sense, he's very hardworking, you know, his emotional need comes from this. So I don't see him just spontaneously just flirting with a stranger or flirting at a party. I think that you can find him flirting in the most common places. And for him, probably it has to do with him when he's working in his studio, or where he's creating, with the people that he usually hangs out with, you know, not with a stranger. So yeah, very routinary, very routinary. But yeah, with the Five of Pentacles, you know, again, you know, this is very, it also can end up in nothing. Like, yeah, it was fun, it's flirtatious, you know, we flirt, we fight, we make up, you know, we have this strong dynamic, we feel the attraction, we feel the fire, we also work together probably. But at the same time, with the Five of Pentacles, I think that Jungi is a very complex person when it comes to deciding what to do next if he likes someone. So probably the flirting can just stay in flirting, and that's it. Because the Five of Pentacles is about him being a bit insecure and also worrying a lot about, like, do I have what it takes to sort of start something with this person? Like him starting to think what he has to show or to give to this person when it comes to a commitment, maybe. A commitment, or I don't have the time, I'm busy, my priorities are different, I cannot be your Prince Charming. Like, yeah, we can flirt, we can have this very, you know, fun moments, you know, I like you, you like me, we know it, but I don't see it, like, I don't see him acting on it. I don't see him like being like, oh, you know, I want to ask this person for a second date or for a date, or let's continue this. I think that he, in the moment he feels the need, he wants to get to know you, he wants to continue talking, but then once the fire and the excitement is gone, you know, he tends to get very sensitive and worries about, like, okay, like, I don't have time for this. Sorry, let's get back to work. I don't have time for romance. So yeah. He still has to work on some insecurities of himself. You know, he probably also is, he is a bit confusing to understand as well. From the part of the other person, it's like, oh, I thought that we had something. I thought that we had a chemistry. I don't know, but but yeah, he has his insecurities, and probably he has his priorities as well, and maybe continuing or investing in a relationship is not something that he has at the moment. This is why for him to start something with someone, because he's like, I'm sure that this person that I'm flirting with is going to want something more, is going to want to advance with me, but I cannot promise them anything because I'm not interested in that. But yeah, he can be very fun actually. When he gets loose, he can be very fun. Okay, let's continue with Jin. Okay, for Jin, we start with the lovers. Queen of Cups, Ten of Wands. His energy feels very erratic. And we have the card of the Oracle of the I Ching. We have the card of superficiality. Superficiality. Yes, finally a lover's card that says choices. This is why this is my favorite deck. Okay, superficiality. It says, let's not delude ourselves. One loves for a variety of reasons and all lead to a stagnation. The I Ching advises you to withdraw into yourself, into your secret intimacy, to give depth to love. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think that there's something about Jin definitely is very fun. Like with the lovers, probably he's really good at flirting, or he's just he has a lot of literally this card says choices. He has a lot of maybe he went on different dates. People set him up with certain people. He knows a lot of people. And probably he went on a lot of dates. There's something about him having choices. With the lovers, he's like, yeah, like when it comes to flirting, I'm really good. I'm good at starting a conversation. I'm good at keeping the rhythm. I'm good at making the person feel, like making them have a good time. I'm a gentleman. I know the etiquette of all the dating. Like he has experience, definitely. But also with the lovers, there's this feeling of like, I never make my mind. It's like I make the person feel special. Like this is flirting. Definitely this is flirting because he's not getting married. Like if we think how does he flirt, with the energy of the lovers, there's this feeling of like, yeah, he could be flirting with you and make you feel special, but he could also be flirting with someone else. So there's something about him having his options open, you know. And at the same time, we have the Queen of Cups in here. So, you know, it says calm, harmony. So I think that probably he has a type. He has a type that is very much like the Queen of Cups, you know. Maybe someone that is a bit like his mother. You know, he has a sort of like mommy issues, I would say, because he's in the middle of the reading and I'm like, like it's sort of in the way, you know. Either he is like his mother, like he has like this energy of the Queen of Cups, where he makes you feel like you're special. You know, he listens to you. He's so empathic. He takes care of you. You know, he's just wonderful. You know, he knows how to play the game of flirting. And I think that when I say flirting, I can see a proper date. I can see him taking someone places or buying or just making them have a wonderful experience. Like, you want to feel like a princess, you have to go on a date with Jin. You know, there's something about him playing the role right. You know, him just being amazing, you know, and while you are at it, you feel treasured, you feel special. But I think that he holds a place for someone that doesn't exist. You know, when I see the Queen of Cups, I think that he probably has a type or he has a standards. You know, he's like, yeah, I flirt with all these people. I leave my options open. I don't say no. Like, I don't discriminate. I like everyone. But at the same time, with the Queen of Cups, there's this feeling of like, I'm waiting for Mrs. Right. And until she appears, I'm not going to settle down. And at the same time, when I see this, I see his mother. So I don't know if maybe his mother is a special lady, like, of course, is his mother, but there's something about maybe the mother being in the middle of all this and being like, oh, you should find someone with these characteristics. And him sort of being like, oh, yes, I will, you know. Because then we have the Ten of Wands. So see how he carries the responsibility. Like, and in this case, it's very different from Yoongi, that Yoongi feels responsible from a perspective of him being a working idol, you know, or him being a famous person. You know, he's worried about the reputation or the productivity of the group or of himself. You know, he's like, okay, if I invest too much in my personal life, I probably will not have time to keep working. And he loves to work. But in the case of Jin, I think that there's a lot of expectations on Jin. There's a lot of expectations, like you have to be the perfect guy, you have to be this, like you have to meet the perfect woman, you have to wait for the perfect time because everything around you is perfect, you deserve perfect, you know, and I think that maybe he feels a bit pressured and he doesn't know how to say no. Like, this is why when I said, oh, he probably goes on a lot of dates, I get that he gets set up with people, like, and he, instead of him being like, I don't want to go, I don't want to meet anyone, I'm okay by myself, he's like, oh, yeah, I will, thank you. And probably for him, it's like, he feels responsible. He's like, I'm so tired of doing this. I actually am not interested, but I cannot say no to this person. This person is my friend, or that person that I'm going to meet is a friend of a friend of a friend. So he feels very tied to what other people expect of him. And when we think about how does he date, how does he flirt, for me it's not flirt. For me it's like what I said. How does he go on dates? Something like this. And he feels like the burden of having to do this. And this is when he lacks authenticity. You know, this is where he loses himself, basically, because he's sort of like holding on tight to other people's expectation, and probably he feels worn out afterwards. You know, he feels worn out. It's like, oh yeah, I have to be nice. Oh yeah, I have to go here. Oh yeah, I have to go say yes to this. It's like all the time having a lot of meetings, you know, seeing people. And probably there's a part of him that he's like, I don't want to meet people. Like, there's moments where I don't want to go out and see people. I'm tired. I'm tired of people being like, oh, because he's so outgoing. He's so outgoing. He loves meeting new people. Yeah. And he's like, no, I don't actually. I want to be left alone. I don't like to meet people. I don't want to go on dates. I'm not thinking about marriage. And maybe if one day he gets married, it's because he wants to end this whole setup dating thing. You know, and also so he can hush his mother or family, and they could be like, oh yeah, happily my son is getting married. Yeah, so she can have her dream come true. I don't know. But I think that it's not about him and his own desires. But he makes the other person feel so special, definitely. Because yeah, since I saw this card of superficiality, I sort of understood, you know, that the interactions, flirting, seeing people is very superficial, and it doesn't leave something valuable for him. It feels like a chore. It feels like it's something that he has to do to please others. So he wishes things were simpler. You know, like, okay, I meet a random person, I fall in love, and that's it. Let's stop with people wanting to set me up with someone. Like, I don't want that. It's a burden. I feel so responsible. I feel so tied up. I cannot say no. I'm tired. I'm tired. And probably he's a bit angry also. He, not angry, he's a bit frustrated. He's like, so probably if he get a bit on the defensive because the guy, socially he's exhausted. He's tired of shaking people's hands, meeting people all the time. Like, hello, how are you? Hello, hello, nice to meet you. Yes, hello, yes. He's tired. He's tired. Mm. Okay, let's continue with hobby. Yeah. Okay. Is hobby in a relationship? Because he had all these aces, and I'm like, He probably knows how is it like to be in a stable one. He knows what it's like. Because we start with the Ace of Cups. Look at this. This is very hobby. His Pisces self. We have the Ace of Pentacles. This is his moon in Taurus. And we have the Knight of Wands, his passionate self. He's a very passionate man. Very passionate man. And actually he's much more proactive and fun and adventurous than people think. He actually is like a very passionate lover or just a partner. He's like, let's go, let's do things together, like let's have fun, or let's go dancing. I don't know, I see him just, you know, with the Knight of Wands, I see a lot of movement. Like he cannot stand to just meet people and be just seated. You know, I think that he needs to move his body. You know, he probably loves to go dancing or singing or just moving his body, just being very, you know, very energetic. And from the Oracle of the I Ching, he got the card of the Tome of Love. This card is, the Tome of Love is actually very, is complex. It says, in marriage there is a repression, a domestication of love in function of other interests, of the ego's primordial fears, which mark its end. The oracle signals that it is time for revolution. Evaluate what your life is based on. The invitation is to regenerate yourself. In you there is always a creative force capable of renewing yourself eternally. Yeah, yeah, I think that this is just so fitting because when I said something, and in here they mentioned marriage. So definitely when I said something about him, probably knowing what it's like to be in a stable connection, maybe he knows what that's like, but and probably when he starts flirting with someone or where he's just starts feeling the attraction towards someone, probably his goal is to actually get serious with the person. He probably, with the Knight of Wands, I see him just very fast in deciding. He feels that everything is cool between them. He uses his intuition also a lot, and he's like, okay. Also, with the Ace of Pentacles, there's something about him being like, okay, we had been doing this. We are stable, we have been seeing each other this amount of time, there's some consistency in our bond, I believe that this person wants to keep seeing me. So when he evaluates all that, he launches himself to the proposition. He's like, okay, you are my person, let's do this. Probably let's get into a relationship. And I think that there's something about him also finding comfort in having a stable partner, or just having a proper relationship. For him, it makes him feel safe also. But at the same time, probably the relationship gets very serious all of a sudden, and also relationships is a whole another job, is a whole another responsibility and obligation. So definitely you do have to put energy, time, and put a lot of yourself for the relationship to work. So I think that this is why the Tome of Love, the card is like, keep reinventing the connection, because there could be something about, your relationship getting stuck, or that person gets bored of you or what you have together. So there could be like, oh yeah, like him actually thinking like, oh, I have this person, like I know them, they love me and I love them and I feel secure. But probably there's something about, the relationship, maybe it's not always doing well, or maybe the person is having their doubts, maybe they want a timeout, maybe they want a change, and him not being able to see this. And when I see this, I'm thinking so much about a Moon in Taurus person, that usually the Taurus placements are usually people that emotionally they are very loyal, they also are very stable. Probably with the stubborn, maybe they are like, okay, yeah, I have my reality, I have my, my routine with this person, we are going to last forever together, we are going to extend the test of time, and there's something probably about the relationship getting a bit boring, or getting a bit like, I think that I want something different, and I think that when you say this to a Moon in Taurus, that you want something different, they sort of freak out. They're like, no, what you mean different? We don't do different. He definitely enjoys, knowing the person, trusting the person, he doesn't like that sudden change. But at the same time, with the Knight of Wands, like I said, I see him very reactive, very proactive, very just driven. I think that if he notices that he needs to continue working in the relationship, or to just, make the person fall in love with him all over, or just like entertaining them, there's something about him being like, I will adapt. Like for you, I will do whatever it takes. Like whatever you need. Like you want the fairy tale, you want me to be this, and this is also very Pisces. You know, he is like, I will become whatever you want of a partner. You know, I have that flexibility. I can be playful. I can get out of this stagnation if you ask me to. I think that he's a very brave man. He's very protective of his person. He's very romantic, he's very sentimental, and he definitely has a fear of losing. He doesn't want to lose this person. This is why I'm like, when this is a dynamic of how do they flirt, and I see that, you know, there's a dynamic here. So I wonder if he is going through this with someone that he has been seeing, or he has his special person. He has them already in his life, because I see that his energy is very much accustomed to, you know, it's like, yeah, I only flirt with my person. Like I don't do strangers. Yeah, he's amazing. Hobby is amazing. We love Hobby. Okay, let's get crazy. Let's get with the Magne line. Let's get our energies crazy a bit. Okay, let's continue with Jimin. Okay, for Jimin, we start with the Fool, fresh hope, 8 of Wands, 7 of Pentacles. I wonder if he broke up with someone recently, because I have the Fool card, and I don't know why I get the vibe that, you know, I should go out there and just start flirting again, because I sort of, you know, I have to get used to that again. I wonder if he's like, he was in something or in a relationship or situationship and this ended. So he's sort of thinking like, I should go back to flirting, because I have to, you know, get used to the idea of doing it all over. It sounds like someone that just broke up with someone. Okay. And from the Oracle, this is very Jimin. Like every time I read for Jimin, I feel this is strong emotion, this is strong contradiction. I don't know how it is, but his energy feels very heavy, yes. We have the card of fear of love. Fear of love. This is the first time actually that I do get this card. I don't think I ever got it in a live stream. Okay, the card of fear of love. It says, the oracle indicates that you are enjoying considerable strength. So it's the right time to progress. Draw from the current state of power the courage to dare a total abandonment. Don't retreat. Many do not dare in love, contenting themselves with lukewarm compromises out of fear. But it's positive. This card is positive because, yeah, it does mention the fear of love, but at the same time, it's sort of like being encouraging the person to get strength out of this and being like, get out of this, get out of the fear of love, go out and love again. You know, like I said, there's something about, I'm like, I wonder if he's getting over someone, or he's just, you know, maybe in this very sensitive moment in his life, in his emotional life, that that somehow this card is like, don't let the fear of love stop you. Like, you have the strength. Go out and be courageous. Go out and love again. And I think that he probably is feeling like this. He's feeling like, I have to put myself out there again. It doesn't matter what happened in the past. I have to do it. And he's a Libra, so he should. Nothing is more sad than seeing a Libra not being able to be a lover. Yeah, because with the Fool, I was like, why do I feel like he's starting over? Like, his energy feels very fresh when it comes to flirting. It's like, oh, I feel like new in here. I feel like I'm new. Like, how do people do this nowadays? Because it's been a while for me. So it feels like he's, adapting. He's like, sort of like, he's thinking about like, okay, when I meet this person, what do I do? Do I say hi to them? Like, how do people do this these days? How do the kids do this? But he's interested. This is why I feel like his energy, he's slowly getting the hang of it. He's slowly like advancing. He's like daring himself to get out. Like, expose yourself, go out to flirt, go out and flirt. And definitely with the Eight of Wands, swiftness. I think that he does, like, once he gets the hang of it, you will not stop Jimin. Jimin is the master of seduction, and he acts very fast. He acts very fast. Jimin will make you fall in love with him in a second. Like, he has, like his body language, the way he moves, the way he talks to you, the way he caresses you, the way he looks at you, everything is so seductive. It's so seductive. Jimin is such a seductive, magnetic person, and we know it. And I think that there's something about him slowly being like, okay, I'm starting feeling confident. Like, I thought I lost my touch, but actually I didn't. Like, here I am, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling confident. And he acts very fast. He acts very fast. This is why I was like observing also, in this card, that there's like this eagle, the animal, the bird. It looks like an eagle. And in here you have the little heart in here. See? The eagle being very protective, very focused, very like laser eyes. It's like when he picks the person, when he's like, okay, I'm going to flirt with that person, he acts very fast. He's very fast. He's so agile. He knows how to do it. And also his energy, his body language, everything just amplifies. There's something about him sort of looking intimidating all of a sudden, because his energy just feels heavy, especially when he's focused on someone. But at the same time, he's with the Seven of Pentacles. We have the card of effort. Definitely, even though he would love to be more proactive or act faster, maybe it has to do with him being a bit older and wiser. There's something about him like being like, no, I have to slow down my needs, or my, how I seduce, and sort of also understand that I need to put effort for the relationship or this connection to continue. I think that he has become wiser or more serious through the years. I think that definitely, like the Libra that he is, probably when he was younger, he used to flirt as if it was a sport, because he could, because he knew how to do it, and he knew the impact that he has on other people. Jimin is very intelligent. He knows what he does to people. But in here with the Seven of Pentacles, there's something about him like, I'm going to wait. I'm going to transform this attraction, this prodigious vibe that I have with this person, and I want to build something with this person. So I'm sort of going to hold my passions, or I'm going to hold, desire to own that person or to possess that person or to, there's something about him being like a hunter, you know, and he's like, he gets very possessive or he gets very fixated on someone, but he's like, I have to slow down. Like, I actually, probably he's looking for a relationship or he's looking to build something long lasting with someone, so this is why he's slowing down. Probably in the past, he learned the hard way that when you get so intense or when you get when you give too much, you know, you probably, people get tired or people feel suffocated by your energy or people just, you know, want to run away probably. Like, there's a lot of reactions and he's like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to have this energy. You know, actually, I want to build something. I want to also train my patience. You know, I want to be more patient with, I want to put the effort, you know, because I feel like this person is worth it, or this that I'm feeling right now with this person is worth it. So yeah, definitely he's letting go of the fear of love. Definitely. Definitely. I'm loving it for our Jim Jim. Jim Jim is this the I call him Jim Jim, but it isn't Jim Jim the stuffed animal of the BT21. Is it Jim Jim? But I love it for Jimin. I love it that he's overcoming his darkness. I love it. I love it. Why did I put this here? I put the cards here. Oh, Jimin. Look what you made me do. I put the cards on the other deck. Uh, mm. Okay, let's continue with B. How does he flirt? Hmm. Yeah, well, the happy vibes that Jimin has, I think that that Taejun is going through the other phase, the difficult phase, like, you know, yeah. Okay, for B, we have the moon. We were talking about letting go of our fears, and we have the moon card that it says fear. We have a judgment, and we have the Two of Swords, choices. Choice. So definitely he's caught up with choices. He's caught up with choices. He's like, I could flirt, but maybe he's like thinking about someone else, or he has two people, and he's like, what do I do? And from the oracle, he got the card of youthful inexperience. This is very big, youthful inexperience. You know, him being a man of his age, you know, it's actually very refreshing to see a young man in his 20s just being, you know, I don't want to say inexperienced, but, you know, we go through, in our 20s is the perfect moment for us to I don't want to say experiment, but but it's like you do have doubts. You know, you don't know if it's going to work out with the person or not, or you don't know if starting to flirt with someone is going to give something good or not. You just do it or don't do it. So inexperience, I think, and youthful inexperience, I think that is very fitting for maybe how he's feeling inside, especially someone that has been in the industry from a very young age. Um, so yeah, youthful inexperience. It says, the oracle is telling you that you are facing an abyss. But don't worry. By necessity, the carefreeness that characterizes this card leads you to flow, thus overcoming any obstacle that prevents you from progressing. Mm. Yeah, I think that also there's, there's the keyword here, carefreeness. I think that is very fitting also for someone like me. You know, he has this energy of, him individually. He seems like a very carefree person. You know, someone that just goes with the flow, and he's just very authentic, and he's very like truth to his own heart desires, or his own, what he wants, what he doesn't want, so maybe in this, we have the moon, we have the judgment, we have the two of swords. Maybe there's something in the moment that is sort of stopping him from flirting. In here, this dynamic is, how does he flirt? I think that it's been a while for him, probably, about flirting. Probably he's not, he's sort of caught up in a situation with someone that he's like, I know I could flirt. I know I can do it. I'm good at it. But there's something with the judgment here that is like, I don't want to do this now because I have certain pendant issues with someone. So, and also he's like, with the moon and the judgment is a very strong card. I think that he's like, flirting for me could be so fun, but at the same time there's moments where I feel so insecure, because probably there's people, he gives me this vibe of when I read for Jin, the same. I don't know if there's people that sort of put a sort of label on me. Maybe it's because of his popularity, because he's a very handsome guy, or everyone adores him, like everyone praises how he looks physically. So there's something about him being like, actually, when it comes to flirting, I'm very awkward. Or, with the moon card, there's something about him not knowing, okay, is that person flirting with me? Do I flirt back? Like, he's sort of in the shadows, he doesn't see the other person's advances very clearly. There's something about him going a bit blind into this dynamic. So he's like, I'm not that good at flirting. When someone is like, oh, but you are so handsome, or you're so popular, or you have all these ladies that they say that you're their ideal type. And he's like, yeah, but actually I'm very awkward. I think that people misjudge me, like people judge me the wrong way. I'm not like that. Actually, like, I'm very awkward. Like, I don't know if you're flirting with me or if you're just being nice. And probably there's something about him just not knowing how to advance. Like, first of all, I don't see him flirting with someone. I think that people flirt with him, and he sort of gets in a very awkward moment where he's like, is this person being friendly, or are they hitting on me? Like for him, is like his mind. I think that he just creates this confusion, but I don't see him just acting on it. I think that he sort of receives the flirting vibes. He receives it from the other. He's not the one initiating. And with the Two of Swords, I think that for him it's even more confusing, because he's left with the responsibility to choose. So there's something about him like, okay, what do I do? what do I do? Like, do we continue this? Do we? Could be a friend, could be like a friend sort of being flirtatious with him, and or people that are very close to him and he considers them friends. And then this person starts, starts like, be flirtatious, and he finally gets it. Because also with the judgment, there's this sort of like awakening, in his mind. He's like, oh, so you're flirting with me. There's something about him just getting very confused. But yeah, and also there's just like when I read for Jin, there's something about him also with the card of choice. He got the two of swords, the keyword is choice, and Jin, he got the lovers, and also the lovers, the keyword is choice. So probably for him is more like I have to choose, and I don't know. Like, I don't want to offend anyone. I feel so pressured. Thank you so much for loving me. Thank you so much. But yeah, how do I do this? Like, he's so lost. But yeah, with youthful inexperience, see, I think that yeah, definitely, there's something very cute about Taeyeon just being very like, he really is very inexperienced in a lot of things. He acts like a child. There's something about you being like, oh no, but if he is one of the sexiest men alive, I don't know. But actually, when it comes to flirting, he's so lost. He's so lost. He's so, like, the other person has to wake him up and prepare the options for him. It's like, what do we do? Do you want me or do you not want me? Do we do this or do we not do this? Because he cannot read the signs. He cannot. He's just a baby. He's just a baby. He's so sweet. Okay, let's continue with the golden magnet, with JK, with JK. Let's see if he can flirt. How does he flirt? Come on, JK. Okay. The Fool again. Like, what is it? Like, these guys, definitely the military, I don't know if before enlisting they sort of ended a certain situationship, but they are like, I'm back on the market. I'm back on the market. They got a lot of Fool cards, like new beginnings. This is so JK. At the end, they are all Virgo men at the end. Sorry, guys. Sorry. What is it with JK and his throat? He has certain trouble saying certain things. He's not good at communicating. He's good at observing because he got the card of witness. He's good at observing. He's such a good observer. But he's not good at communication. Okay. JK. We start with the Fool, Fresh Hope, a Strength card, Self-Love, and Five of Cups. Regrets. And yeah, from the Oracle, the card of Witness. Yeah, JK has to love himself a bit more. And I know it sounds redundant, but probably he's in this self-love journey. Okay, the card says, if you are in a state of upheaval, if love is upsetting you with its upheaval, find in yourself a space of calmness in which to hang out. So basically, the cards are like, stop meeting dramatic people. I think that there's something about JK being a sort of magnet of these very demanding people. These very demanded people, like, oh, I want to be treated like a princess, oh, you have to give me all your full attention, you have to give me this, I expect this from you, like, oh, you are my partner, you are my boyfriend, you are my something, I expect full attention from you. And this is why I feel that this is not the first time that I get the Five of Cups for JK, and I don't know why. He always feels regrets. After flirting, after having a connection with someone, he always is left with regret. It's like, oh, I wish I could have done more, I wish I could do more. And with the Fool and the Strength card, like I said, definitely I sense that he, maybe the military, maybe, you know, him being in this different and particular state in his life, he's starting over. You know, there's something about his values are changing, or he's sort of starting to see things from a very more free kind of, you know, it seems like his panorama is clearing. You know, I think that the military is really good for him, because he's finally dissipating all the confusion. He's finally, because I believe that also he has stopped seeing certain people. So I think that he's slowly recovering himself. He's focusing on himself. You know, he's sort of working on himself. He's doing, you know, what he has to do in there. So this is sort of clearing also his confusion, because also for him, how does he flirt? He's someone that he tries to also, for him, flirting is a new experience. You know, the Fool is like, he probably tries to surprise the other person, or he tries to be unexpected, or he just wants the other person to see him as this sort of free person, you know, like free spirit. So he's like, okay, how do I flirt? I show that I am carefree, you know, that I'm somehow like, you know, I don't want to bring all my insecurities to this sort of interaction. With the Strength, the card of self-love, I think that he knows that he is a very nervous person. He knows he has his pet peeves, you know, that he is a bit of a control freak. You know, he has his things, you know, maybe someone says something or moves a certain way, and he's like, I don't like that. Or I don't know, you just, you ate and you forgot to, I don't know, you forgot to, you left a used napkin in here and you didn't throw it into the trash or to the trash can, or you didn't, you know, you didn't clean this. So he has his things, you know. This is why I'm like, he's such an observant. He's such an observant. But at the same time, he tries to have fun, you know. It's just that I think that he controls himself. He's also maybe learning to not be so judgmental about people, because he cannot help it. He is very observant. He observes everything. So you can be the most beautiful person on earth, but if you don't have manners, or if you move in a certain way that he finds a bit triggering, he's like, he's like, this is not, I don't like this. I don't like this. But definitely he's trying to not look that socially awkward. He really is trying to get rid of that energy. But definitely afterwards, he feels so much regrets. He regrets a lot. This is what we were talking the other day. He is an overthinker. He's someone that he's always like, oh, I should have said this. I should have done this. I should have prevented this. Why didn't I talk about this? He always regrets something. Always, always. There's something about him just being like this. This is why I think that he is still insecure inside, despite of the fame, or maybe because of fame. He is a very insecure person. He's like, okay, does this person really like me? Did they have a good time with me? I try to introduce change, or I try to, maybe if I take this person somewhere, I try to make the experience fun and exclusive, or just, us doing something that we didn't do before. He doesn't like to repeat, activities with people. He probably is like, we can go and do something that we haven't done before together. He definitely is also the kind of person that he would prefer to have a first encounter or an activity, something fun and exciting, very entertaining, probably very athletic. This is not a guy that also you can have him seated down for hours and just talking about life. He's not that kind of Virgo. He's much more active Virgo. So for him, it will be like, okay, let's do something fun, on outdoors, like a sport, like something risky and just thrilling, something so exciting. And don't worry, because I'm here for you, whatever you need, I can help you. If you don't know how to do this, I can help you. But he's an outdoor guy. You cannot get him to, let's sit down and read a book or go watch a movie. He's like, no, I cannot be seated all these hours with you. And conversation, he's not that good. Like, he gets bored easily with conversation, because he's an observer. This is why, with the card of witness, he's an observer. So he needs to see how the person sort of like acts accordingly to certain, interactions. He's like, okay, how are you going to do this? He's all the time observing the person that he likes. This is why we have the eye of the witness here in the middle. We have the eye. He's very observant. And the more he likes someone, the more he's like, he observes you. He looks at you, and he just like records every part of you. He's like, I remember that, yeah, when you don't like this, you twitch your head like this. Or when you get upset, you do this. Or when you're happy, you move your head like this. Or your eyes get all sparkly. He's an amazing guy. Yeah, but definitely, yeah, he's working on his self-love. Definitely, he probably feels very guilty afterwards. He feels very guilty afterwards. He's like, oh no, I should have done this. But he's trying. He's trying to be, more fun. He's like, I don't want this person to get bored with me. I want us to do something exciting. And I love it for him. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it for him. I love it. He's such a cute man. He has his things. He has his things. Like I said, he has his, it's not that he's picky. He's an observer. He cannot help but to observe, He cannot be like, oh, I didn't see that. No, he does. Him being an observant and also being intuitive is like, the man is like, you are not going to fool him. The only way you can fool JK if he is so in love with you that he will sort of pretend like he doesn't see things. That's the only way. If he lets it pass. But he's so intelligent. He's so intelligent. So intelligent. Yeah, we want some self-love, like reminder for for JK. Okay, guys, I'm going to start with Rice. Finally, it's been a few hours, but yeah, let's continue because I have a lot of people. So yeah, let's see how it goes today. This is my first time doing this series. How do they flirt for Rice members? This is my first time. Of course, I'm not. I didn't put in here. I didn't put, the member that is in hiatus, because let's wait for him to be back. Okay, let's start with Wonbin. How does Wonbin flirt? He's observant. So much. Probably even if he's asleep, he's still observing. Okay. Lot of swords for Wonbin. We start with the Knight of Swords. The Hierophant, 4 of Wands. I love it because 4 of Wands, it says marriage, the keyword. It says marriage. So could this be a typical kind of guy that, when he starts flirting with someone that they like, he instantaneously he thinks about marriage? And from the Oracle, he got the card of cohesion. Cohesion, I don't know how it's pronounced. I believe it's cohesion. But yeah, if it's not, I apologize. It says, in every reality of life, and especially in love, it is good to have a fulcrum of cohesion in oneself. So any encounter will be shared and you can enrich and expand in contact with each other. Refocus on yourself. Why do I feel like, yeah, this is so fitting for a Pisces person? Maybe, he has this, he gets so attached to the person that he likes or that he flirts with that he forgets about himself. It's like he meshes. This is a very water sign thing. When he is attracted to someone, his spirit, his soul, even his personality, he sort of meshes with the other person and he forgets about, who initially he was before all of this. And he probably starts acting like the person that he likes. He starts adopting certain characteristics of the person that he likes. But yeah, with the Knight of Swords, I definitely see him choose, like, in spite of, him as an idol, him looking mysterious, I see him very talkative, actually, with the Knight of Swords, and I see him just, very actively going to talk to the person that he likes, or when he's flirting with you, he goes and talks to you. He just goes and initiates the conversation. It's like this. And also here, the keyword is bravery, Knight of Swords. So he is very brave, actually, when he likes someone or when he's flirting. I don't know, maybe the fans know more about him than I do. And maybe you guys have noticed this already. For me, it's the first time. But yeah, how does he flirt? He opens communication. And he's very straightforward. He's very interested in getting to know you, in listening to you, ask questions. He shows interest through communication. And we have, the Hierophant in the middle. And in here is not called, in this deck, it's not called, the Hierophant is called the healer. And it says kindness. So yeah, he's a very wise soul. Definitely, we're talking about Pisces man here. He's a very wise man. Probably how does he flirt? He's so kind. He's so helpful. He probably Also, since we are talking about communication, maybe his style of communication is very positive. You know, I don't know if he's a Christian or if he believes in certain religions or if he believes if he has like a mantra or something, but he seems very spiritual. He seems very like like he really is an old soul. So probably if you guys if he starts flirting with you, he's like probably giving you like a piece of advice, or he's just saying something that makes you feel better. You know, he's so spiritual like that, you know, or I don't think that spiritual is the word. Probably is that he has those reflections. He reflects a lot about life. And there's something about what he says that it sounds so uplifting, you know, it sounds so positive that you're like, wow, you're so young and you have this vision. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. And probably, you know, he's someone that he has this power of making people feel better. Probably also with the healer, you know, he could be that person that you're like, you maybe are not going through the best moment in your life and he appears and his whole presence is healing for you. He is unforgettable because of this. Despite of him being a very handsome man, I know that he is very attractive. Like I know that people love him, but I think that if you let him get close to you, or if he gets close to you, he shows you that he has more depth, or he has more. He's so he's so spiritual, or he's so special energetically, you know, that it's not just the looks, it's also the energy that he exudes. And when he likes someone, he has this purpose, you know, he's like, he sort of wants you to feel better when you're with him. He probably is like, he talks positively, you know, he tries to not talk about negative things, or he doesn't mention negative things. He sort of avoids confrontations, you know, but he's very honest. You know, the Knight of Swords is very honest and probably is very talkative. So in this, I don't know if the fans kept notice that actually he is very talkative, but it seems like when he's interested, he just talks and talks and talks. But he's a very intelligent man also. Yeah, and the Four of Wands with marriage, definitely. Maybe he believes in love at first sight. Maybe this is another Pisces that has like an Aries placement that he's like, yeah, you know, like I would go and marry you. I would go to Vegas and marry the person that I like. Someone like this, you know, just being very fiery, being very outgoing. Yeah, but also, you know, with the word of cohesion, definitely, I think that everything happens very fast for Wonbin. Definitely, he gets hooked right away with the person that he likes. He's like, his energy like is like a magnet, you know. He feels the attraction or not, you know. And when he does, he sort of gets very much involved. You know, he gets emotionally involved. He gets very talkative. He probably gravitates physically towards that person. Is where this person is, I'm going. It seems like he's a very proactive and spontaneous man. So yeah, when he likes someone, when he's flirting, he is very obvious. It's like he doesn't need a messenger, like he doesn't need someone to sort of be like, oh, can you be like a wingman or a wingwoman for me? Like, no, he will go and present himself. He's actually that courageous when he's interested. Okay, let's continue with Shotaro. How does he flirt? How does he flirt? Okay. Another one that he got the card of marriage at the end, as the third card. It's so funny. It's so funny. Okay. For Shotaro, we start with the King of Cups. He's so emotional. He's so emotional. He's so emotional. The King of Cups. We have the Page of Pentacles, very hardworking also, and the Four of Wands. And then from the Oracle, we have the Oracle of Friendship. This card is so cute. Look at look at the butterfly. The butterfly. It says friendship. Friendship. So yeah, probably yeah, he has to feel the friendship first. He has to feel the friendship. If he doesn't feel that, he doesn't connect that right. He has to get to know you first. Probably it's not that he's going to flirt with a stranger. It says, it is a fluid communication between two beings that permeate each other without penetrating each other. The oracle suggests that, in spite of yourselves, thanks to your intimacy, your relationship with your partner has transformed itself into friendship. Yeah. Also, I think that yeah, definitely he's so emotional. You know, we start with the King of Cups, so this is Shotaro just being very emotional. You know, when he flirts with someone, he shows compassion. He shows that he cares. He's a great listener. You know, he's very romantic. He's also very emotional. He's very mature. You know, he's someone that he's probably the perfect man. There's something about him just being very in control, very much in touch with his emotions, with his emotional needs. He probably he's not that kind of person that he's needy or that he needs attention. No, he's like more like evolve in himself, and probably he knows that he's a very sensitive man. He knows that he probably is very romantic. He tends to daydream a lot. You know, he tends to probably gravitates toward the person that he likes, and he loves to do things for that person, or he loves to be there for them, or help them, assist them. It's like, oh, do you want to talk to me? Like, do you want us to talk? Do you want us to create this very strong, emotional, sensitive kind of, you know, bubble where you sort of open up, and you know, I am like the receiver. You know, I'm not judging you. You know, I think that also Shotaro is he's very also another person that he's very wise. You know, he probably is someone that he has overcome a lot. You know, so there's something about him not being. This is why when I said needy, you know, there's something about him not expecting someone to save him emotionally or to make him happy or to satisfy him and just like baby him, you know, and he's like, okay, make my wish come true. No, I think that he's like, you know, he's like a gentleman. You know, he's someone that he's so sensitive, but at the same time he's like, I own my sensitivity. Like, I know I am sensitive, I know I care, I know I get attached to people very fast. When I love someone, I love them very deeply. So definitely he acknowledges that. For him, he has pride in how sensitive he is. For him, is like, I think that he went through a lot, and there's something about him. Maybe when it comes to flirting, there's something about, you know, that how he does flirt is that he's a very wise guy, so probably he doesn't have to flirt with someone. He just have to have a very heart-to-heart conversation and just a very emotional conversation, and that's how he gets you. You know, that's how he makes you get interested in him. He knows how to do it, but he does it from a place of like, this is me, this is my nature, I am an emotional person. I wear my heart on sleeves, but I am someone that is in control. You know, he's not needy, he's not childish, he's not immature, despite of, you know, him being a very young person, but he is very much in control, and probably his part of his attractiveness is how he has everything under control when it comes to, his own struggles, his own past, his own emotional needs as well. He's not looking to be saved. He probably wants to save someone, so yeah. And he's how he flirts. He's like this perfect gentleman. Um, and yeah, with the Page of Pentacles as well, he's very hardworking. He's someone that he's slow when it comes to how he flirts with someone. He's consistent. He probably decides or chooses the person that he likes, and he sort of has this, he has to have these moments with this person, probably encounters, conversations, very deep conversations, very mature conversations. And once he decides that that is the person, that's the person, he slowly works, to evolve the relationship, to make the relationship something stable in his life. I think that this is why I don't see him, even though we have the card of marriage at the end, just like Wonbin. I think that also the Four of Wands, is a kind of celebration. So probably, yeah, he also is looking to have this person. He's like the one that he would be like, yeah, like we can have all the emotional connection and conversations, but at the same time, if you want to go out or if you want us to do something fun, I'm there. Like, this is his Sagittarius self coming out and being like, you want to go to a party, to a celebration, to someone's birthday? Let's go. Let's go. I'm ready. I'm an emotional person, but I also have a fun side. I love to go out. I love to have fun. I love good music. He's such a fun person. But also with the Page of Pentacles in the middle, he is a builder. He's someone that he spends his time, thinking of that person, slowly working on this connection. He is not a quitter. He's not afraid. And I think that connections for him, it has to have a purpose. For him, it's not like, oh yeah, I flirted with this person and then I moved on and I haven't heard from them, or I disappeared, or they disappeared. No, for him it's like, okay, if I start flirting with you and I give you all this attention and all of this that I have, you have to remain in my life. You have to be close. You have to be there. I don't care in what shape or form, but I would want you to be part of my life. And this is why we have the card of friendship. The card of friendship. And also the butterfly is about transformation, and how the oracle was saying, sometimes we have these very, these relationships that instead of, a friendship turning into a formal relationship, we have a relationship that they can just, that you guys can just stay friends, So probably he remains friends with his exes, or there's something about him, maybe he ended a situationship, but he's still friends with them, because he's such a good guy, when we have, for someone that is so young as Shotaro, having this King of Cups definitely shows how emotionally intelligent he is. So if he, decides to stay friends with someone, that is because he really values the person, and he doesn't like, it's like he doesn't discard people, and also probably because he's also very, it's like he doesn't flirt with anyone, like with everyone. He's like very picky. He's like, okay, if I started, having this attraction with this person or this situationship, this is not just going to end and me. No, I remain friends with them, or I am close with them, but he's not a quitter. He's not someone that tosses people to the side, At least not in this time in his life. He's very serious about it. Okay, let's continue with Sungchan. Okay, for Sungchan, we have the Six of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, and we have the Ten of Swords. How can we tell that we are reading for a Virgo man? We get all this agony in the cards. And we have, from the Oracle, we have the card of intimacy. We have the card of intimacy. So, yeah, this says, the dimension in which the Oracle speaks is not the sphere of security, possession, and jealousy. Intimacy, which is the invisible mountain of love, has its roots in something that cannot be grasped by any of the five senses. It is nothing but emptiness and silence. Mm. 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 So yeah, he probably is he has some, he has some insecurities, or there's something about him just wanting intimacy, but maybe sometimes just becoming very possessive, or just becoming, just very a bit toxic, because he's like, he wants to have this intimacy and he doesn't know how to build it instantaneously. He probably is a bit jealous, he probably has a bit of jealousy as well. But yeah, how does he flirt? We start with the Six of Pentacles. So definitely he's a very generous person. He probably is like the typical Virgo. He's very helpful. He tries to help the person that he likes, or he offers himself. He's like, can I do something for you? But also the Six of Pentacles is very proper. It's not someone that will get out of his way to go and help you. No, he's like moderated. He's like, yeah, I have this extra. Do you want it? Like, very, very polite, but just like, because I feel like he acts like this because he's afraid of rejection. So he acts all proper, he acts slow at the same time. He's like, I don't want you to see that I'm interested in you. I don't want to be that obvious because I'm afraid of rejection. So I better put effort or interest in you, but slowly, slowly. Like, oh, I happen to be here. Like, do you need help? I'm here. But yeah, it's not like he shows his cards right away. He does it with moderation. He does it slowly also. He probably also observes the person before making the move. He's like, is this person into me? Do they like me back? Yeah, like the overthinking again. The overthinking. But yeah, with the Seven of Swords again, Endeavor, I think that he's a bit clumsy when it comes to flirting. He's a bit clumsy. I can sort of like feel his energy. It's like he doesn't want to be too much. He doesn't want to be intense, but at the same time, he doesn't know how to do this. He doesn't know, so he can get a bit confusing and a bit evasive with the person that he likes. He probably gives you something and then takes it back, or starts talking to you, and then the next time you see him, he doesn't talk to you. So there's something about him just being very confusing, very confusing. Like you're like, okay, like, is everything okay with you? Are you okay? Like, do you like me? Like, do you hate me? What is it? And also I think that there's something about him gets interrupted. The Seven of Swords, it sort of also gives me like, I have to go because I'm busy. So I don't have, I'm sort of, trying to do my best to make time to see you, or make time to pass by, so you see me, so I see you for a bit, but everything seems very much on the clouds. It's like every like every little chance that I get to sort of, cross paths with you is what I'm going to do. And at the same time, he's very unstable. There's moments where he's like, oh, I shouldn't insist on this person. I think I don't like them anymore. But then, he's like, no, I should have done something. We had potential. With the Ten of Swords, The Ten of Swords agony. So, yeah, I think that he gets in his mind a lot. He gets in his mind a lot. He's a bit tragic, you know. He gets a bit like exaggerated. And probably the other person doesn't even know that he feels like this. It's like he gets all dramatic inside. He gets all like tragic. He's like, oh, you know, the other day I passed by and that person didn't say hi to me. Like, I wonder if I said something. I wonder if I did something. So, and also, you know, since we were talking about intimacy, you know, probably also him being a bit he having this sort of ideal, you know, like, oh, you know, I want intimacy. I definitely like, I want intimacy with this person, but, you know, it's like you have to wait, you know, to get to that level of intimacy. And probably for him, he gets frustrated right away that he cannot build that intimacy because either he gets worried or he starts acting weird, so the other person doesn't know what do you want of me. But at the same time, I think that when I mentioned something about jealousy, you know, about him probably, you know, just wanting so much to achieve this intimacy with someone that he gets so frustrated that he doesn't have it, then he can end up hating the person because it's like, why other people have these moments with you, or why are you having this friendship with these others and you talk to them a lot, and with me you ignore me, or with me you didn't talk to me like that, I had to come and talk to you, you didn't put the effort for me. Like, why, you know, he is a bit exaggerated. He's a bit of, you know, he is a bit of a crybaby. I can sort of see him, like, he gets offended and he tends to overthink a lot. But the thing is that definitely for him, probably flirting, is like, he doesn't like, he probably also gets like his hopes up very fast, you know. He probably falls in love or gets emotionally involved very fast. So he wants intimacy, you know, he wants to have that special, you know, relationship with someone, but he's sort of not understanding that this development or this intimacy, it takes a lot of time and effort, you know, for this to be built. And he thinks that, oh, because I was nice to you, I thought that you understood that I was interested. And no, you have to be consistent. You have to show more interest. You have to show up more. Um, he sort of wants an intimacy, but he doesn't put enough work. And he gets frustrated right away when things don't go his way. He gets frustrated right away. Definitely, he's a very complex man. He's a very complex man. A very complex man. An overthinker as well, but doesn't do much. Okay, I'm going to continue with Eunseok. Eunseok. Okay. Okay, for Eunseok, we start very intuitively. We start with the Hierophant, or in this card it's called the Healer. We have the Wall card, and we have the Knight of Cups. Very loving, very romantic. I wonder if this guy also knows what it's like to be in a relationship, because he seems very romantic. He seems to know what to do. And from the Oracle, he got the card of Contemplation. Very, very intelligent. Very emotionally, he's very intelligent, very sensitive. Okay, Contemplation. It says, within the Taoist doctrine, this hexagram as a whole represents the worldview of the wise man. Quan is objectless attention, not limited by the ego. In practice, it is meditation, the other side of love. Learn to include it in your game of life. So see, it's like he has this very expansive energy. I see with the contemplation and also with the wall card, he's the Knight of Cups. He's such a charming man. He's so charming. He's so charming. But also, with the Hierophant, it does give me that he's also very good at, I don't know, people respect him. He talks and people just respect him, or maybe they take seriously what he says or the feedback that he gives. Maybe he acts older than his age, or he sounds wiser. So there's something about him having a sort of a speech, or him having an attitude, or the way he sort of behaves. It gives that he's older or that he's much more experienced, but at the same time he's very traditional, or he's very stable, like you can trust this guy. There's something about him just being very trustworthy. Also, he has this very special energy around him as well. So yeah, for Eunseok, I think that, yeah, he probably is very successful when he flirts, because he is in control, and also probably he knows what to say, he knows what to do. He's a knowledgeable guy. So I wonder if he has like experience, if he has dated before. There's something about him just being very calm, very confident. And probably he's a magnet. I don't know, maybe he attracts people to him, and he's just there, just being his beautiful self. He doesn't freak out. He doesn't, he's just himself. And with the wall card also, he's someone that he feels very successful in himself. So I wonder if in this aspect, when it has to do with how does he flirt, he just feels like he has everything, that maybe there's something about him being confident and him being like, yeah, I know I am beautiful, or I'm successful, or I'm a good conversationalist, or I have good values. So definitely he has like very, very high, like a high vision of himself. I don't know if maybe it's because he had always had good, like a good upbringing. There's something about him just being very proper, just being very stable. And he's not afraid of flirting. It's just that probably he looks serious. He looks a bit intimidating, because, the Hierophant, it gives me, that he comes with this knowledge, or this experience that, I don't know, he seems older to me. It gives me older energy. I don't know why. But with the wall card, he's really good at sort of like taking all that energy and sort of put it in this like circle and work with it, and it all works wonderful for him. It all works wonderful for him. But definitely he's a very interesting man. He's a very interesting man. I think that there's you can feel attraction towards him, but there's something about him just being special, like people gravitate towards him because his energy feels special, and also because his energy is very well balanced. This is why I'm like, he seems very knowledgeable. I don't know if also he's spiritual, but yeah, he seems very, very balanced, very much in control. And the Knight of Cups, he's so charming. He's like, I think that he would be good at flirting. I see him very available. Very adaptable, very fun. He's sweet. He's a very sweet guy. I see him just being, just make you feel special. There's something about him knowing how to be intimate. Him knowing how to create intimacy. He knows how. And also with the card of contemplation, this is why I was like, I wonder if he had experience with relationships before, because there's something about him, you know, just with the power of observation, contemplation, being patient, not judging others. Maybe he dated different people or he met different people in his life, so he has this very holistic kind of view, you know, that he respects everyone, or he doesn't have like a fixated type. This person would be like, yeah, I would date a foreigner, I would date someone different, I would talk to someone that is, I don't know, that is different to me. You know, he's very intelligent, and also he's sort of waiting for life to surprise him. You know, he's very thankful, um, he's very honest. At the same time, there's something about him to, you know, just he's doesn't have any kind of BS. You know, when he shows you love and attention, it's because he really means it from the bottom of his heart. He really means that when he tells you that he cares, he really cares. He's very sensitive. He's a very sensitive man, and he's generous. He's generous, but I see his generosity almost like that he works at a UN or charity. I don't know. He does something. He does something. He gives me very generous vibes. Very generous, and also he knows how to deal with people of different environments. You know, another environment. He doesn't judge. He's so intelligent, this man. Like, so wise. Like, he knows how the world, this is why he got the world card. He knows how the world works and how people works. Definitely. We should learn from this young man. I like his energy. Now I'm curious about him. I don't know much about him, but now I'm curious. I like his mind. He's so expansive. His energy is beautiful also. Okay, let's continue with Anton. How does he flirt? Okay. Okay, for Anton, we start with the Ace of Pentacles. We have a Page of Cups. And we have the Five of Wands again. So, is this an Aries placement? Is this another Aries Venus? Him again, bickering because I like you. And then from the Oracle, he got the Obstacle. The Obstacle. Sounds tough. Sounds tough. He doesn't have it easy. But he's nice. He's nice. He's very prosperous. I like it. Okay, for Anton, he says, a terrifying abyss is accompanied by an insurmountable peak. Insurmountable? I didn't know about this word. This is my first time reading this word. Insurmountable peak. There seems to be no way out. The danger is accompanied by paralysis. A means must not be found to indirectly overcome those obstacles. What to do? It is time for meditation and awareness. Yeah, like the typical, message when you have an obstacle. Don't fight it. Don't try to get out. Don't force your way out. Just stay in there. Stay with the obstacle. Like, meditate with the obstacle. Yeah. His energy feels like a bit like he could get frustrated with flirting or maybe relationships. It seems like this whole subject is a bit dramatic for him. So I wonder if the outcome, it gets very messy at the end, or there's a lot of arguments, or just like not, because he does seem like someone romantic. We start with the Ace of Pentacles, so definitely the guy is very successful at flirting. Also, it says manifestation, this card. I think that probably he has a good eye for the person that he likes or the person that he wants to flirt with. That person is interested in him. Or maybe the person that he flirts with is his ideal type. You know, with the card of manifestation, it's like I always get the person that I like. I never flirt for free. Or I don't flirt with someone that is not my type or I don't like, you know, because the Ace of Pentacles is very physical. You know, the Pentacles is all about the body, it's all about health, image, you know. So definitely the Ace of Pentacles is like, you know, I have a type or I like this physically and I get it. The Ace of Pentacles is also success. I get the person of my dreams. When I flirt, this person is my ideal person or is my type, which is great because we are talking about flirting in here. We're not talking about building a relationship. This is like, you know, I usually, when I flirt with my type. I flirt with the person that I like. I don't flirt with someone that is not my type. I love this honesty. I love this honesty on the cards. But yeah, the Page of Cups, it says, meditation again. So see, he somehow also is someone that he can come out a bit cocky eventually, like at the beginning, you know, being like, okay, I have my eyes on this person. It has to be this person. Like, I don't want anyone else. The Page of Cups is also like, the card is sort of like showing him and being like, slow down, be more gentle, be more sweet, you know, sort of observe more, you know, be more humble. You know, the Page of Cups is like, okay, yeah, you have a type, you have this person, but slow down, you know, like be more sweet, like just slow down, you know, be more loving, be more generous, you know, be more considerate of the other. And again, we have the keyword that says meditation. And also in the card of the obstacle, also the keyword was meditation. So somehow the cards are like, slow down, don't go direct to the person, or don't go with this, like, you know, with the mentality of like, oh, you know, the person that I want, I get, you know, that is sort of like the winner mentality, you know. It's like you can get disappointed. You know, in the process, you actually can get disappointed. You can put all your interest in that person, and maybe that person turns out to be someone else or turns out to be an awful person. You know, there's something about, you know, probably being like, don't get fixated on someone because of the way they look or what they appear to be, because probably, you know, you will get sensitive or you will fall in love at first sight, and then you will realize that that person is not the way they appear to be. Because we have the Five of Wands, so there's drama. There's drama at the end. There's drama at the end. You know, maybe, yeah, they have all these, they are also successful, they are beautiful, they are perfect, but they have a lot of issues. They probably are also very problematic in the sense that they maybe are jealous or that they are very demanding, and they always want to start an argument with him. So the Five of Wands, you know, it's a lot of conflict, it's a lot of like drama. You know, here we have test. So it's like the person that you like testing you, you know, sort of pushing your buttons, you know, to see if you will react, you know. And him coming here with the Page of Cups, trying to be understanding or trying to be sweet. And then at the end, it's like, yeah, but I cannot be sweet with someone that is disrespecting me. so somehow there's a lot of teaching, like when it comes to flirting, you know, maybe things don't go very positively when it comes to flirting for Anton, you know, because probably the person that presents themselves as perfect, they have a lot of flaws in their character, you know, and also they are a bit problematic, you know, and with the card of the obstacle, definitely shows. It shows that the card is like, it's not that person. Keep going. But probably, you know, he has a tendency, he's sort of repeating a pattern where he attracts people that are problematic. This is why it gives me Aries vibes. You know, Aries usually they have this very strong magnetic attraction towards people that are just very problematic, and that they don't leave you alone. And it's always a fight, an argument, or in opposition to your desires, or there's just drama, you know. And you try to be romantic, but there's drama. So, so you know, it's not that it doesn't go smooth, it's not attractive also, you know. It's the kind of person that when you meet you are like, oh, that person is the person of my dreams. But then once you start interacting with that person, you realize that their character is awful. And you're like, yeah, you can be very pretty outside, but your character is awful. I cannot stand you. Like, you are problems. You bring problems. All that you bring is problem. So get out. I don't know you. But yeah, there's people like that. But also with the kind of obstacles, there's like a lesson, you know, like he has to sort of like review why he attracts people like that. You know, why? Why do you always put your eyes on that person? Why? There's a meaning in there. There's homework for Anton in there. There's homework for Anton. Okay, I'm going to continue with Sohee. Okay. Wow, for Sohee. So cute. 3 major arcanas for Sohee. That man is special. Energetically, he's my favorite. I like it. I like it. I like Sohee. I like him. Okay, for Sohee, how does he flirt? We start with the Handman, the Wall card, and we have the Hierophant again, the healer. And from the Oracle, we have the card of Liberation. It's so cute. I like it. I like it. He's so deep. He's such a deep man. I like him. Okay, Liberation. It says, the Oracle indicates a true, real liberation. Different from our way of interpreting the term liberation, it is neither the denial of desire nor its attainment. Why do I feel like I have another celibate in here? This is a monk. This does look like it's the hair, but it's not the hair. It gives me very, very spiritual, very spiritual. And with the Handman as the first card, I think that when we think about how does he flirt, we start with the Handman. So probably he doesn't flirt. He doesn't flirt. With the Handman, it's like, I pause. I don't take action. I don't do it. Like, if other people want to do it with me, I will join. But at this time in my life, it's not something that I do. I mean, he can do it for work, obviously, but there's something about him internally, this being a very an internal decision of him sort of restricting himself and being like, I'm not interested. I'm not. I'm not. The wall card is also like, you know, probably also this very expansive energy, this very expansive view of, you know, that life or his experience is like, for me, there's other priorities, or for me, life is much more than this. For me, I don't think about this. I think about my life as a whole, and I have a lot of things to look forward to. I have another view about happiness. You know, I think that he's so intelligent. He's so wise. Also, the Hierophant, you know, this is why he's so is a way of life, is the way he feels, is maybe if it's like a religion or if it's like a mindset, you know, it's something that he has incorporated or that he has been learning or he has been taught already. You know, it does give me very spiritual vibes. And I think that it probably in this moment he's not interested. It's like, you know, I don't flirt. I don't flirt. I wish I could. I wish I could know how to do it, but the handman is like, I freeze. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. The Walker is like, definitely he's a very intelligent guy. He observes others. He observes what goes on in the world. He's not like isolated or alienated. He knows how, he observes, he can learn, you know. Also the Hierophant is like someone that is learning, so he can learn. But I think that internally there's something about him is like, yeah, it's not something that I envision, or I'm not interested actually. Like, I think that every time I try, I am so awkward. I don't know how to do it. I don't know. I see that people do it, but it's not me. Like, every time you ask me, I freeze. Like, when you ask me, like, okay, do this and try to sell this to me or try to seduce me, or like a sort of role play. And he's like, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do this. And he's so intelligent. Definitely, if he could, he would. But he's like, yeah, I'm not, you know, for me, maybe relationships, they start differently. You know, also the handman is very wise. The handman is also an observant, you know, a person that sort of is, puts his energy to a side, and he's like, I absorb my wisdom like this. I just pause, meditate, or observe what's going on around me, and I learn, or I integrate that knowledge in me, but I don't act on it, or I don't practice it. So yeah, definitely. But he's very calm. He's very peaceful. He's like very centered himself. He's like, yeah, I don't know if you guys love to do it. I congratulate you, but yeah, I don't. I suck at it, and I'm not that interested, actually. Maybe it's for religious or beliefs. Like, there's something about him, like, maybe for work he could do it, but you know, when it comes to him really having the need to do it or the willpower, he's like, no, I prefer to not. And maybe in there's also his appeal. You know, maybe there's something about him just being so laid back in there, or just not doing that he attracts people his way. You know, he attracts people that are more like the initiators, and they flirt with him instead of him having to initiate. But definitely his mentality is different. He's not thinking about it. He doesn't have the urge, nor the desire, nor the curiosity. He's like, if you know how to do it, great. I don't. Okay, let's start with P1harmony. I want to finish this. I'm so tired, but yeah, I got this. I can do this. Let's start. Thank you to the people that recommended this. I appreciate, guys. your recommendations. Thank you so much. Okay. Let's start with Kiko. Okay. How does he flirt? This is very Kiko. It sort of reminds me of the cards that he always gets. The first time that I read for him, he's so prosperous. Like I think that how does he flirt? He is he rich? Like I know when the first time I read for him, I said the same. I said the same question. Is he rich? Because I think that the way he flirts is flexing. He has money. He has money. He has it. He has it. I can see it here. He's an amazing person also. He's very hardworking. But the money, I see it. Or at least a legacy. I don't know. It's part of his charm, I would say. And if he doesn't have it, he's good at pretending that he has it. That he has a status, or I don't know, people think that he's rich. The cards are showing me this. Okay. For Kiko, we start with the King of Pentacles. Queen of Cups. 10 of Pentacles. And we have from the Oracle, we have the card of the Young Bride. So yeah, he's so Venusian. He's so loving. He's so loving, and he's so good at this. Like I'm so proud of him. Okay, it says, all three relations between human beings are represented here. For the I Ching, the strength of love is such that it breaks and eliminates every convention and every rule established by social norms. The oracle speaks of the superior harmony that love brings about in the world. Yeah, so we're talking about P1harmony, but I think that when I think about him, you know, the word harmony, it also resonates. You know, I think that he's good at flirting. He does it to bring literally harmony and beauty to the world. You know, he is this young bride. He is the young bride. He's this young bride for the audience, I would say. He's like, do you want to marry me? Marry me. I can be your young bride. I can be it. You know, I can be it. Even though he has this strong masculine dominating energy, he also has this very playful and sweet, maybe with the members, maybe, but I think that he's like, you know, flirting is part of my profession. You know, I do it, and I do it well, and I create these beautiful harmonious interactions with people, and I make people happy, and I make people shine, and I make people feel beautiful. You know, there's something about him, you know, being flirtatious with the strangers maybe, and he's like, I seen the smile in their faces. I make their day. Because I compliment them, because I tell them that they're beautiful, because I tell them something positive, because I see them like the way, you know, they are changing their hair, you know, they're styling themselves. I notice those things, and I tell them, like, you're beautiful, like, you're glowing, like, this is great that you're doing. You know, he's such a, like, he's a very Venusian man, you know, he's someone that when he sees that you are like doing your best, you know, he's like uplifting you. And also he's always like beauty, you know, like improvement. He wants to see, and I don't know why I get like, he wants to see his fans have a sort of glow up. He's like, I want to be witness of this. I don't want to see you with a long face. I want to see you smile. I want to see you overcome this. I want to see you happy. So this is my mission. This is why I am the young bride. It's like, use me as inspiration. Let's flirt. Let's flirt. But I want to make you feel beautiful. He's amazing, amazing. He's amazing. And the good thing about him is that he uses his power to flirt for the community. He's like, this has been a real Libra. He uses this power, this Venusian, this sensuality of him. He uses this so to mirror you, you know. And also this is very Libra as well. You know, it's like if you think I am beautiful, you are beautiful. That also, like we are mirroring each other. But yeah, this is why it makes sense. You know, he has here, he has the King of Pentacles, and he has the Queen of Cups. So yeah, he has this part where he's been seen as this very stable, you know, like people were mentioning. You know, the other day I was asking, is he the leader? People were like, yeah, he is the leader. You know, he has this authority. He can be cold. He can be, you know, authoritarian because he loves structure. You know, he loves to play, you know, to follow the rules. I would say, you know, he's very much, he's a structure. You know, he doesn't want things to get unpredictable. You know, he feels very responsible. He's like the face or the responsible one, so he feels very like, okay, I have to stay, you know, in my line. I have to be correct. I have to be responsible. I have to be consistent. You know, I cannot be a loser. You know, I cannot be just like, oh yeah, whatever this day brings. No, he knows that he is like in charge of the group, or that he, like people look up to him. So there's something about him being like, you know, I have to show this strong personality, and no one is moving me from here. But at the same time, we have the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups is like the mother. It's like, yeah, I can be the tough father figure, but at the same time, I can be like the loving mother. And actually, I can like spoil you, or I can, you know, just give you, you know, a lot of hugs and kisses, and just, you know, treat you right, or make you feel special. You know, I have that part that, yeah, I can be harsh, but there's moments where I feel very sensitive, and I can just, you know, be very loving. And also with the Ten of Pentacles, he's very consistent. He's very consistent. I think that when he flirts, it's his whole career, it's his whole, and he's very successful at it. He sort of has built, I don't know if he has built like a legacy, a reputation of being good at flirting, but definitely he's going to continue this, because this is like an enterprise on his own. It's like him and flirting is like a whole show, I would say. And he's very serious about it. He invests in this. He invests in this. He's like, I want to build this dynamic with my people, and no one is taking this away. We are growing together, just like this tree. We are being successful together. So yeah, I love it. I love it. Finally, someone that knows how to flirt. Okay, I'm going to continue with intact. Intact. I believe it's my first time reading for this person. Oh, I don't remember if I read for him before. Okay, for intact, we start with the Chariot. We have the Knight of Swords, and we have the Five of Pentacles. And then from the Oracle, we have the card of Impotence. It starts very well, but then it gets very sad. It gets very sad. It says, you are overwhelmed by events. You cannot do anything to help the situation evolve, nor can you cause any change. Accept this impotence. This too is love. Yeah, I think that probably this man deals with rejection. I don't know why. Or maybe, there's something about him coming out too strong when he flirts, and probably people doesn't know what his intentions are, and it gets very weird because, the chariot, definitely I see him putting a lot of effort to advance. It's like, yes, let's flirt. I'm going to flirt with you. And the Knight of Swords, he's so brave. He's so communicative. He's so strong. Always advances, and he definitely puts the effort. But then, with the Five of Pentacles, there's this feeling of sadness and insecurity. It's like, oh, I gave it my all, but you didn't appreciate me, or you don't appreciate what I do. So I feel like I'm not being appreciated by you, So yeah, I wonder if he feels like this all the time when it comes to flirting, because he really puts a lot of effort. He puts a lot of effort. He's very communicative and he's so brave. But maybe, it depends on the other person, but probably he can be a bit much, with the chariot and the Knight of Swords. I can sort of see him being very intense, so maybe he says a lot, or he just does it all at once, and his energy feels very much, very like, yeah, like, like all my attention is on you. Maybe it's too much for the person, and there's something about him feeling like, okay, you left me out in the cold, like you never gave me a feedback, or you never said if you like it or not, or if you like me or not. So there's this, like, you make me feel insecure. Maybe, yeah, he does have to regulate a bit, the intensity. There's something, maybe when he talks or when he expresses himself, maybe he sounds a bit bossy, or he just advances too quickly, and people are like, whoa, we don't do this like this. We don't do things like this. Or maybe the people that he likes are very introvert, or are just very shy, and they are like, I don't feel very comfortable. Yeah, I don't like this. Please stop. But yeah, with impotence, it's like, it is what it is. And if this has happened in the past, it sort of gives him this sort of signal that, this eventually is going to pass. Maybe these are not moments for him to flirt, or maybe these are not the people for him. He feels very misunderstood. There's something about him feeling a bit misunderstood, like you don't get me, or you don't accept me for who I am. You want me to slow down, or you want me to change the way I talk, and I talk like that, or I communicate like this. I am very honest. I'm very straightforward. I cannot, regulate that. But probably from the other side, there's people that yeah, they're not compatible with him, or he just hasn't found, the right person, or maybe when he tries to do it, the environment is not very welcoming, or there's something just off about it when it's his time to flirt. So, or he gets interrupted, and he also, I think that he also loses a bit of self-esteem. He's like, wow, like, you guys got me, like, you don't do that to the others, why me? Like, but yeah, I think that also probably he doesn't have much patience. He wants a reaction of the other part right away. With the kind of impotence, he gets frustrated, or he gets his heart broken very fast, like very a bit exaggerated. So yeah. Yeah, no, I don't I don't see it very successful. Very successfully. Yeah. His energy feels very strong, nevertheless. His energy feels very strong. Like very, very, straightforward. Like I said what I said. Like, yeah, maybe he has to be a bit much more gentle. I don't know. Or maybe he says a few jokes or something like that and people don't get his humor. Okay, let's continue with Soul. Oh, another one that has like a strong energy. Mm. Mm. Conflict. Yeah, I mean, he got the card of conflict and all these ones in here, and I'm like, yeah, it sort of makes sense. Wow, like all this fire, like, wow. Okay, he got, I'm going to show you guys, he got the 2 of Wands, 6 of Wands, King of Wands. Like, wow, he's a bit aggressive when he flirts. I see it, like, wow, what's going on? And, I mean, not aggressive, I would say he's very confident. Like all this fire, I'm like, probably when he puts his eyes on someone, he's like, that's mine. Very dominating, that's the vibe that I get. And we have from the oracle, we have the card of conflict. It says, we often embellish love with dreams and fantasies, with presumptions and beliefs, preventing it from existing or conditioning it to the point of deforming it. Is this your case? Observe how you manipulated love. Observe how you manipulated your love. Yeah, yeah. I can sort of see it. I can sort of see it. Yeah, he's very intense. He's very intense. Too much, I would say. That's why when I saw the card of conflict, I'm like, did you check if the other person feels the same? Because he's like, he goes and goes and goes, and he's like, yeah, that person is mine. But I don't know. I see him alone. Like, I think that probably for him it's like, yeah, I got this person. And the other person is like, no, you don't. Yeah, we start with the 2 of Wands. I show you guys that the keyword is discovery. So I think that he goes through these also intense moments of him sort of hunting the other person down. Could it be like he observes the other person from afar and he like is like, is this a person? Is this my kind of person? He's like, yeah, I like that person. But he's like observing, observing, like you observing your objective. You being like, that's my person. I like that person. And also, could it be that he's very sexual as well? Because I have all these ones here and I cannot help it. I mean, if the intensity was a person, this man would be the intensity. There's a lot of fire. That's why I'm like, he's very sexual. Probably, for him flirting, maybe it has to do with him satisfying his sexual needs. Probably. And it's good because, it's good. We are talking about flirting. And no one so far, in all these readings that I have been doing, no one has shown me passion. No one has shown me like sexual needs. No one. Only soul. Yeah, 6 of Wands also victory, him feeling like a champion, like, oh, this is my people, this is my person, like I'm going to attract this person, this person is mine. And also with the King of Wands, he's very transparent, the King of Wands, like I told you, he's naked, showing himself the way he is, he doesn't sugarcoat things. Maybe he's like, yeah, I want you, do you want me? let's go. He's very honest, he's very straightforward, and also he says breakthrough. Somehow he's very honest, so he's like, if you have any doubts or resistances, he's going to tell you, yeah, this is what I want from you, or I feel this strong attraction towards you, like I have been observing you, maybe obsessing a bit from afar, I would say, stalking someone maybe. But he's very honest. He's like, yeah, I find you very attractive. Like, I want you, I find you very attractive. But yeah, with the conflict, I think that, yeah, there could be, maybe him facing certain rejections, or him just not being able to do much with all these strong emotions that he feels. Maybe he's left with this sort of emptiness. He's like, yeah, I have all this energy available, like I have, but I feel like it's strong, it's intense, and probably he gets angry at himself because he's like, why do I feel so intensely? Why just cannot just be, you know, flirtatious and playful or flirtatious and funny? No, he just feels all in fire. He feels like he's in flames. For him, it's all or nothing. So, that mentality somehow it can wear him out, especially when he sees that at the end he probably doesn't feel reciprocated or the other person doesn't want him with the intensity that he does want the other person. So, he's like always in conflict. He's like, I am the conflict. Why do I feel like this? But he's a very honest man. He's very sexual. I get that he's very sexual. He's very passionate. It's like when he decides that you are his person, he will hunt you like a hawk. Like, he's very competitive also, very competitive. Very competitive. But yeah, very passionate. He probably gets frustrated. It's just like, it feels like he's very lonely. Like maybe it's a one-sided thing, that he's like, I show you my interest, and you didn't reciprocate it, so I'm left with all that I'm feeling here, and I don't feel happy. I don't feel happy. But yeah, maybe it's all about finding the person. If you find the person that can satisfy, because it's like he needs, because he's so intense, he needs that instant, like the other person be like, I feel like this for you too. So yeah, let's mesh into each other's bodies, and just like, let's consume each other, and something like that, something very dramatic. But he hasn't found that person, so he's left alone with all those feelings. Okay, I'm going to continue with Jungkook. Jungkook. Also, I believe this is my first time reading for him. Jungkook. 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 Okay, for Jungkook, we have the Eight of Cups, Nine of Swords, Queen of Wands, and we have intimate meeting. Okay, for Jungkook, it says, the oracle is a warning. If such an intimate and profound encounter is linked to simple seduction of a man or a woman, catastrophe is certain to follow. Oh my God. It's like, the cards is like, don't flirt too much. Don't flirt too much. You flirt too much, you lack depth. It's like everything goes towards attraction and who do I feel attraction for, and it's not that deep. Like, you definitely need to go deeper. Like, it doesn't have to always start with physical attraction. It can be another kind of attraction, not always, because if you only start because of the physical attraction, it's most likely that it's not going to, it's going to be good at flirting, but it's not going to give you the opportunity to build a real relationship, because it's only based on looks and appearances. Um, yeah, and I think that he knows this. I think that he knows this because we start with the Eight of Cups. That is the card of disappointment and sort of like walking away. So abandonment, disappointment and being like, okay, I have to give up being like this. I cannot keep putting all my emotionality or putting all my attention in these people that don't deserve me, or in these people that make me waste my time. Moving on, moving on. I think that he's trying to move on, but definitely with the Nine of Swords is not. He's caught up with someone. He's caught up with a certain person or a certain type. I think that he likes dangerous people. I have the Queen of Wands here. So maybe he likes fire sign people, fire sign women, fire sign, he loves, those people that stand out in the crowd, very passionate, very, just this magnetic, flashy energy. He has his eye for that kind of person. But I think that also he's realizing that, he went through something in the past, so he's moving on from that. He's like, I shouldn't get involved, or I shouldn't get my hopes up with people like this, because they always hurt me or they always disappoint me. He also probably gets infatuated very fast, maybe. He's like love at first sight. He sort of attributes certain qualities to someone that is just pretty. And he's like, no, but that person seems lovely, they seem like a great person. And no, it's just the looks. They are actually not that great. But yeah, he has a sort of a tendency to not see people for what they are. I wonder if he's a Pisces, because there's something about him not slowly, breaking the bubble and being like, oh, now, through a lot of pain and disappointment, I'm starting to see, that maybe I try to flirt with people that are not good for me. And also he feels like a bit in despair. He probably blames himself a lot. He tends to overthink a lot also and think like, oh, why am I like this? Why don't I see the red flags when I have to see them? But yeah, definitely he has a type, with the Queen of Wands, this very honorable, passionate person definitely cuts your eye. It cuts your eye. It cuts your eye. So he has this sort of type. He loves passionate, flashy, very fiery people. He loves them. It's like his eyes goes like this, but probably he gets emotionally, invested, and he gets disappointed. So he's like, I have to stop thinking about this person. I have to stop thinking about this person. And it's not easy. It's not easy. He probably cannot. He probably is fixated on someone. Or if he tries to flirt with someone else, it's going to be the same kind of person. Different name, different face, but same kind of energy. Yeah, he loves flashy women. He loves it. He loves it. He loves sexy, voluptuous woman. He loves it. And probably also he's very sexual also, with intimate meeting. He probably is very sexual himself, and he sort of is like, I'm going to marry that person. And actually it's not that deep. You don't even know the person. Stop it. You're just lustful. Like, you are just lustful. You are not in love. It's not love. It's lust. It's lust. Call it for what it is. Call it for what it is. If I will be reading for him, I will be calling him out, definitely. Okay. I'm going to continue with Jiun. 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 Why do these guys have so many nine of swords? Like, why are you so afflicted? Like, don't be like that. Don't. Just relax. It's just flirting. Relax. It's just flirting. You're not going to marry the person. Oh my God. Some of them take it very seriously. Oh, yes. Okay. For Jiun, we have King of Swords, the Star, and Nine of Swords. And from the Oracle, oh, this is lovely. We have the card of Fullness. It's so cute. Fullness. Fullness. I love it. It's also my first time, I believe, seeing this card. Okay, fullness. It says, for the Oracle, this is a moment of fullness. The blazing fire of the life force For the Oracle, this is a moment of fullness. The blazing fire of the life force erupts with the roar of thunder, annulling and canceling all inhibition of consciousness. Any sense of apathy has vanished. You are faced with a vital experience. Perhaps you perceive it as death. Don't be afraid. For the first time, you are living. Oh, it's so cute, this message for him. I like it. Oh, I don't know what he went through, but definitely this oracle card is so positive for him. Oh, I love it for him. Oh. Okay, yeah, with the King of Swords again, this is also someone that is very straightforward, probably very talkative, very social, very honest, very good at communicating, but also he has a bit of authority. I would say he has his presence, or maybe he has a way of standing or a way of talking to the opposite sex or to someone that he likes, and people just respect him. I don't know how old he is, but he seems also very wise. He seems very see, it says grace under pressure. I love this. I love this. This is the first time that I see that a King of Swords, this is the key word. It says grace under pressure. And I think that when we think about the King of Swords in other decks, we often see, the King of Swords being, seated in his throne and also like looking at you direct in the eyes with his sword, just being very just, very firm. But also, if we think about the King of Swords, is someone that is remaining calm. He's looking at you straight in the eye, and maybe he's giving you bad news, or he's sort of, bringing clarity to a situation, or just, being just in being the justice in a moment of a lot of chaos, or in a moment of a lot of conflict. And this is the first time that I see this, grace, to have grace under pressure. And I think that this is my first time seeing the grace in a King of Swords, or being, the word associated of grace to a king. And I think that that's part of him, that being diplomatic, just, him, feeling the pressure of being a king or of being in charge, but just remaining graceful, remaining fair, remaining truthful. And I think that this is part of his attractiveness, that maybe, there's a part of him, or in another aspect of him, that he feels like a bit like out of control. But when it comes to flirting, I see him very confident. Maybe he knows what to say. He knows how to communicate. His speech is very clear. He's often very understood. If he flirts with someone, the other person receives it very well. He knows how to use, the power of communication to his favor. And also with the star, hope. I think that also probably the way he communicates, that is part of his attraction, and how he flirts is very hopeful. It's very nice. Maybe he's a very optimistic person, or he sort of tries to help you out and to bring light into a situation. So this is why he's so likable. There's something about him, probably if he flirts with you, is because he knows what to say. He's such a diplomat, or he just is good with words or listening. He tells you what you need to hear, and he says it with a sense of authority or autonomy that you admire him. I think that part of his charm is that you admire the way he conducts himself. He probably is very graceful. He's a gentleman, someone that is in control, and he's very graceful, or the way he talks, the way he moves, is so beautiful. It's so beautiful. But probably when he uses his voice, maybe it's very attractive, the sound of his voice as well. But yeah, also the Nine of Swords. I think that definitely, when we have the Star and the Nine of Swords, definitely he went through something in the past. I don't know if it's like a romantic, heartbreak, or romantic disappointment, or just, having some hardships in relationships in the past. And I think that he's very honest in this sense. This is why probably he's so compassionate with others, and he's so understanding, or he's so clear in his message, because he knows what it's like to be in despair, because probably, I don't know, you broke up with someone, or someone disappointed you, someone left you out in the cold, you never got a closure with someone, so you sort of end up overthinking the situation, or the person feeling sorry. So this is why for him communication initially, and him initiating, the flirting part, or he talking to the person that he likes directly, is because he wants to avoid past despair, or past heartbreaks. So he believes that it's very important for you to have communication always, and be a gentleman always, so you don't get someone's heart broken. He's very fair with the person. He doesn't want to initiate a conversation with someone if he's not interested. He prefers to keep distance if he doesn't like the person, or for him, I believe it's more than flirting. Maybe, for him it's serious. When he flirts with someone, it's because he really feels like the person is the one, or it's the person of his dreams, or it's the person that he really likes. But he goes through a lot of evaluation, observation. He takes it seriously. He observes a lot. He tries to learn a lot from the person. He probably listens to the person a lot, to be like, okay, who are you? Where do you come from? So yeah, definitely with the card of fullness also, there's something about him, slowly recovering from something. So probably he doesn't want disappointments anymore in his life. So he's like, I want all or nothing. So yeah, so maybe these are not times to be playing mind games, or just being flirtatious because I can, and I'm beautiful, and I'm young, and hot. He takes it seriously. For him, it's the matters of the heart and connections are important for him. Definitely. And also, he cares a lot about the impact that he has on that person, like how that person feels about him. Okay, guys, the last one. The last one. Theo. Let's see how he flirts. Theo. Okay. Theo is also someone that advances but goes back. Advances, he's a bit insecure. Okay, for Theo, we start with the chariot. We have the moon, and we have the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups today came up a lot, and from the oracle we have the card of receptivity. I love this card, receptivity. Okay, it says, the card is a sign of a strong yin presence. There is receptivity in your life. Observe how it governs you, what it implies, and what comes from it. The creative force is settling and gaining concreteness in you. Yeah, definitely. When I saw this receptivity and I also saw this Queen of Cups next to it, I was like, this is a very sensitive person. Very sensitive person. Or he has a type that is the typical sensitive, nurturing, kind of mother archetype. But definitely he's open to this kind of person. This is why he probably is like with the chariot. I think that he's looking for, it's not just about flirting, he probably is looking for a relationship, or he's looking for a deep connection. He doesn't know how to find this, because he's like, yeah, I can make certain advances, I can do this, I can initiate something, but the moon is like, but what if the other person doesn't feel the same? Or what if they don't want me like I want them. The moon is like he has these fears, these unconscious fears, and probably he has trust issues as well. So even though there's a part that he's trying, he's advancing, he's like, I have to flirt more. I have to flirt more. I have to get out of my comfort zone and flirt more. But he's so emotional. There's a lot of water here. There's a lot of water. He's so emotional, or he has so many emotional needs unmet, that probably he feels like, I just want to be loved. It's just as simple as that. He wants a lover. He wants an understanding lover. He wants someone that can satisfy his emotional needs. This is why he has the kind of receptivity, because he's like, I know what I want. I want a deep love. I want a lot of love, respect, caring. He wants to be nurtured with love. There's something about like, have this whole need. And I don't know where to find that. I don't know where to find that, definitely. But he's like open. With the kind of receptivity, he's like, whatever comes my way, I will accept this. Probably he's also like, maybe he's also waiting for a person, or maybe he waits for the other part to give him a certain signal, like, give me a sign that you are interested, like I am, please, because I'm in the darkness. I don't know if I should advance, if I should retreat. I don't know. I think that he has his eye on someone. It's just that he's also someone that is very graceful. He's also someone that he tries to be harmonious himself. He's like, I want love, but I don't want to look like a lame person. Like, I don't want to sound desperate, or I don't want to, go like as if I'm hunting love. I want this connection to be happening in a very, harmonious way, with a lot of receptivity, just like, I feel the person presence, they feel my presence as well, and we need each other. There's something about us, like, sort of like I said, let's mesh with each other, like, let's be, this has to be very gentle as well. This encounter has to be very gentle. Also, there's something also about him, just he doesn't like loud people. He probably likes, if it is a girl, it's very feminine, it's very water vibe, it's very intuitive. He probably also would want someone that would sort of be intuitive and be like, can you please guess my emotional needs so I don't have to ask you? because he's a bit confused in this part of his life. He's open to flirt, but he's definitely looking for a relationship. He's definitely he feels very lonely. I feel like he feels like he needs his other half. Maybe he's a romantic. Maybe he's a romantic at heart, but at the same time, he knows with the moon card, you know, definitely he's probably in an environment where he doesn't know who to trust, you know, where you don't know who is who, you know, who, you know, and also probably because of his, you know, because of his reality as an idol, maybe he's like, you know, I cannot do this, you know, I have to hide, or I have to, you know, I cannot show myself a 100% because I'm afraid of being hurt, or I'm afraid of being disappointed. But he has this strong need of finding a romantic lover. Definitely, definitely. He has a lot of love to give, and he wants also to receive a lot of love. He's such a romantic. He's such a romantic. So I can sort of see him like, yeah, he could start flirting, but he would fall in love. He would fall in love. He would be a fool of love, in love. He would definitely be like, yeah, please take me. Like, I'm yours, please take me. Like definitely he's very sensitive. He's very emotional. He's like, please take me. Like, whole, take me whole. Very sweet, very sweet. I think that he will find it. It's just that he doesn't know who to trust, and maybe he has trust issues. But I mean, who wouldn't in that industry? Who wouldn't? He's a Cancer son. I was like, oh, why do I feel like mommy issues? He's like, I want a mommy, a partner and a mother. Please feel me. Give me give me all your love. Give me all your love. And cook delicious food for me, please. Something like this. Very sweet, very sweet, very sweet. And also the chariot is a Cancer card. Also, you know, it's very fitting. Mm. uh, no, I'm going to go, guys. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. 3 hours, my back hurts, everything hurts. So I'm going. I'm going. It's just a lot of energy. A lot of energy, and also we had 2 tries on different live streams. I started 2 different live streams. The 2 of them, we got internet connection issues. So yeah, I'm going. Thank you so much, guys, for being here with me these 3 hours. It's been a lot. But yeah, I made it. I made it. And also remember that on Saturday we're not going to have the usual live stream. I will see you on the next live stream on Wednesday. Okay. So yeah, enjoy your week. Also, I'm having like my eyes are so watery. I don't know if I should get glasses or what, but I'm having a bit like my eyes are a bit tired. So yeah. But yeah, thank you guys for joining, and I'll see you next week, okay? Thank you. Bye.